All right. What up, Delta League? Welcome to honey citrus ginger tea with the. You see all that stuff floating around in there? Ashley got this like big ass jar of like it's like jelly basically, but it's meant to be tea from Costco. I would do coffee, but I already have way too much caffeine today. Um, Not trying to overdo that. My apologies for not doing a bunch of videos the last month or so. I have no excuse. I could give you some excuses, but y'all don't want to hear that. We're in the playoffs. It feels like karmic retribution for not being a super involved commissioner that Mallory and Olivia both overtook me for the top spot to get a bye for this week. Congratulations, you two. So Olivia in the top spot at 9-4. Great, congratulations. Crushed it on the back half of the year, really just all year. And then Mallory with a 3-game win streak to end up tying my record as well as Josh's, but she had 24 more points scored than me and about 90 more than Josh, so she gets that bye spot. Congrats, Mallory. Great job on that win streak. Yeah, so it's Olivia, Mallory in first and second. Then you got me in third matching up against Andrew in the sixth spot. And then you got Josh and Jacob at 4 and 5 going up against each other. Yeah, sorry to Don, Melissa, Glenn, Elena, and Davis. Yeah, a little bit of a bummer for you guys, especially the Wave Raiders and Glenn. Glenn, you had a great showing at the end of the year, man. 4 wins straight. Just unfortunately couldn't quite get there. I think there was a small chance of you being able to squeak in, but you would have had to score a ton of points. Yeah, so you guys keep fighting down there to try and win that consolation bracket. I'm not sure how it's gonna work fully with these playoffs. If like whoever loses this week drops down into the consolation to play y'all, or if basically we go into a bracket to just try and play for fifth place if we lose this week. I'm not sure, but we'll come up with something to sweeten the deal for the winners of each little like bit. It's like first, third, well, first and third. We know what y'all get. Fifth, third, yeah, first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth. You just aren't the loser, so that will be your thing. We got to figure out what we want to do for the last place team for the punishment. Something like we had talked about earlier in the year, something fun, but like still a bit of a punishment, but not like, you know, we're not gonna put anyone out there in a clown costume on the road or anything with a sign. So we'll get those together and get some votes going on that. Yeah. We'll do charity week this week. That's something we usually do during the regular season, but I figure since Olivia and Mallory have a bye, you guys can kind of match up against each other, and then everyone else, like you know, how charity week goes. Like we'll, and I'll shoot this in the text. I'm sure not everyone's gonna watch through the video, but yeah, we'll pick our charities. If you lose, I'm gonna need you to donate to the other team's charity for the week. Yeah. Airplane bottles of alcohol, I still have all those. It's amazing how lazy I've been getting those out. I was kind of waiting for Don and Melissa to come back to Vancouver and give them theirs, but I'll shoot y'all a text, get your addresses, and get those sent out to you so we can have those before the end of the season, before the championship is over, so you guys can enjoy those. And then, yeah, try and spice up these championships a little bit so it can still be a little engaging, a little fun, and not just like, oh man, like, you know, I lost out on a chance for the championship. So I'll try and keep it a little bit more engaging than it has been, and get that going. Do we want to recap of last week? Let's see. Yeah, it was wild for Olivia and Mallory to get those spots. I know I was watching that Patriots game Monday night of Travion Henderson. Like those, he got like 6 touches on the last like drive or two, and had a chance to break it for a touchdown. If he had, then I could have beaten Glenn and ended up in that second spot. Mallory's points wouldn't have mattered, but couldn't quite get there. Glenn was the giant killer at the end of the year. Congrats, dude. And let's see. Yeah, Lamar Jackson, dude. Ugh, started him 2 of those weeks where he was just doing terrible. That sucked. Match of the week was between me and Glenn. It said sometimes there's nothing you can do. A loss is a loss. Yeah, Roma Dunze getting 1 point. That sucked. I think there was someone else on my team who had that little of points, but AJ Brown popped off. It seems like, man, unfortunately for Davis, AJ Brown and Derrick Henry kind of coming back into it at the end of the season. I thought you had a sick team to start, bro. That's unfortunate. Mahomes, Jordan Love, the Seahawks defense absolutely crushed it for you too, Davis. 28 points. That's crazy. Bijan Robinson. Yeah, those are the 5 big scores. Most valuable bench warmers, Vidal. That's on Elena's. I didn't add up and see who had the highest bench thing. I know we had talked about that. RJ Harvey, Terry McLaurin. I know that was Andrew wishes he had started McLaurin. That might have actually given him the win last week, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba for Josh. Not pulling it out, man. Like, that was unfortunate. Josh had a chance to get that bye week too, but yeah, man, one of the best players of the year couldn't get it done. Zay Flowers, Saquon Barkley, that was another guy who's been just absolutely shit in the bed for me this week. Hopefully he pulls it off this week against Drew. But yeah, game changer was the Seattle defense for Davis there. Absolutely crushed Andrew, right? Which now me and Andrew are playing each other. We're here in town. We get to talk some shit and have some fun for the first round of the playoffs. Good luck, dude. I hope you lose. I hope I win, but we'll see how it goes. Josh and Jacob. Josh, you're currently sitting at a 45% chance. Jacob at a 55% chance. Good luck to both of you guys. Glenn, you're sitting pretty against the Vita Magic Wave Raiders. Raider, big announcement. He's finally in Hawaii. He's no longer chilling down in Salem. So he's a Hawaiian dog now, so their name kind of fits. So maybe that'll bring him some luck and lead him to the consolation bracket victory. And then we got Davis and Elena. Davis is looking at a 57% chance to win. Elena, you're at 43. Good luck to you guys. And we'll see how that consolation bracket goes. We might. Yeah, I think winner of the consolation bracket should still get to pick their draft position, right? Even though it's not 6 teams, it's 4, and it'll be the 7th place person. Seems fine, but we can talk about it. We got a whole year before we get back to having to decide about that. Yeah, and there's not much else on this little matchup recap. We got a game tonight. Dallas versus Detroit. I've got 3 Dallas players playing, man. So like playoffs are kicking off early for me. I'm nervous. I want to win. Fuck. I'm so sad I didn't get that bye. Ah! Mallory, Olivia, come on, guys. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it to me? That's okay. That's okay. I got Jonathan Taylor. He'll lead me to the promised land. Knock on wood. Yes. Okay. So, to recap, playoffs starting. Olivia and Mallory a bye. It is charity week. Get your charities out to your opponent. You know how it works. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's get it. All right, love you guys.